Hey everyone, I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today, we're diving into a heart-stirring story filled with love, mystery, and an unexpected twist, when a single message threatens to shatter a perfect night between Alex and Lytuna. What was behind that message? And will their love be strong enough to survive it? Stay tuned, because this story will keep you guessing until the very end. If you enjoy emotional storytelling like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. The sky was slipping into twilight as Lytuna made her way down the dirt path, Henry resting quietly in her arms. The day had been long, the market crowded, and her feet ached from standing. The faint scent of taro still clung to her clothes, but her heart was light, because every step she took brought her closer to him. Alex was already waiting, leaning against the car with that calm smile of his. "Come with me," he said softly, his voice like a quiet promise. Lytuna frowned, tired but curious. "Where?" "You'll see," Alex replied, a mysterious glint in his eyes. The drive was short, but the silence between them carried something unspoken, warm, steady, and full of meaning. When they stopped in front of a small restaurant, Lytuna hesitated. "Why are we here?" she asked, clutching Henry closer. Alex only smiled and opened the door for her. When she stepped inside, Lytuna froze. The lights were dim but glowing, a soft golden hue from chandeliers hanging like floating stars. In the center of the room was a table draped in white linen, a taro cake gently steaming beside a pot of chrysanthemum tea. The air smelled sweet and comforting. Her lips trembled. "This," she whispered, her voice breaking. "This is my birthday." For the first time in years, someone had remembered. Alex took a slow step toward her, his smile tender. "Happy birthday, Lytuna," he said, his voice calm but full of warmth. Tears filled her eyes instantly. She clutched Henry tighter, her heart racing. "How did you know?" she asked, her voice cracking between surprise and disbelief. Alex's eyes softened. "Because I notice everything about you." Those words cut straight through the walls she'd built around her heart. Her knees felt weak as tears streamed down her face, not from sadness, but from a joy she'd forgotten how to feel. Henry stirred in her arms, murmuring in his sleep, as if sensing her happiness. The restaurant glowed around them, the chandeliers wrapping their silhouettes in golden light. For a fleeting moment, it felt like the three of them were a family, not bound by blood, but by something deeper and truer. Lytuna gently handed Henry to Alex's mother, who had been quietly waiting nearby. She turned back to Alex, eyes still glistening. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice trembling. "No one has ever done this for me before." Alex chuckled softly. "Then tonight, we'll change that." The soft music playing in the background faded into a quiet hum, leaving only the rhythm of their hearts. The light bathed the table, the taro cake, the gentle steam from the tea. Everything felt suspended, like time had stopped just for them. Lytuna sat down slowly, her hands brushing over the smooth fabric of the tablecloth. Her chest felt full, like something heavy had lifted after years of silence. For the first time, she felt seen. To her, this wasn't just a dinner. It was a miracle. A small, quiet one, made of golden light, gentle music, and love that needed no words. But just as warmth filled the air, a shadow crept in. Lytuna reached for her cup of tea when her phone buzzed on the table. The screen lit up, breaking the peace. One message. Just one. She opened it. Her eyes widened. The message read, "He'll leave you soon." The words hit like ice. Her breath caught in her throat. The glow of the chandeliers suddenly felt distant, dimmed by an invisible chill. "Who sent this?" she whispered, her voice shaking. Alex looked up, concern immediately crossing his face. "What is it?" Without answering, she turned the phone to him. His brows furrowed as he read the words. The silence grew thick. Lytuna's lips trembled. Her fingers dug into the edge of the table. "You're going to leave me, aren't you?" she asked suddenly, tears blurring her vision. "You'll abandon me and Henry, just like everyone else." Alex froze, stunned by the pain in her voice. "No," he said firmly, setting the phone down. His eyes locked onto hers, steady and sincere. "Tuna, I would never do that." She shook her head, her breath trembling. "But this message, someone knows something. Why would they send it?" "Maybe someone wants to hurt you," Alex said, voice calm but with an edge of worry. He stepped closer, his shadow falling across the golden light, tall and protective. "I don't know who sent it, but I do know what's in my heart." Tuna bit her lip, tears spilling freely now. She wanted to believe him, but fear had deep roots. "I just want Henry to have peace," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I just want you." Alex knelt beside her, taking her trembling hand in his. His warmth grounded her, pulling her back from the edge. "I'm not going anywhere," he said quietly. "No message, no rumor, nothing will change that." His tone was steady, but the hurt in his eyes was real. The chandeliers flickered, their golden glow softening the tension between them. Slowly, Tuna's breathing evened out. Still, the shadow of the message lingered. It hovered like a ghost in the corners of the restaurant, refusing to vanish. But Alex's presence was stronger. He held her hand until her fingers stopped shaking. "Look at me," he whispered. She did. "I'm right here, and I'll still be here tomorrow." Tuna's chest rose with a shaky breath. The fear in her eyes began to fade, replaced by a fragile trust. She nodded slowly, tears glistening in the candlelight. Outside, the city's night murmured softly. Inside, the golden chandeliers seemed to pulse brighter, holding their small world together. Tuna closed her eyes for a moment, feeling Alex's thumb trace gentle circles on her hand. In that glow, warm, imperfect, real, she began to believe again. Yet deep down, a quiet question whispered through her heart. Who sent that message? And why did it feel like a warning? Still, for now, she chose to stay in the light, if only for this moment that felt too beautiful to break. The restaurant was still glowing in warm gold when Alex reached into his vest pocket. Tuna watched him quietly, her heart still unsettled from the strange message. But when he pulled out a small velvet box, her breath caught. "Tuna," Alex said softly, his tone steady but filled with emotion. "I don't know who sent that message or why, but I want you to remember something." He opened the box. Inside, under the chandelier light, was a delicate bracelet, silver intertwined with crystal threads that shimmered like stars. "I chose this for you," Alex said, his eyes locked onto hers, "because it shines like my love for you, eternal and unfading." He gently slipped it onto her wrist. The cool metal touched her skin, and for a moment, the fear that had haunted her melted into warmth. Tuna stared at the bracelet, tears glimmering. "But what if you change your mind?" she whispered, voice trembling, fragile as glass. Alex leaned closer, his gaze firm, unwavering. Every day I face pressure from work, from my family. There are moments when I'm exhausted. But then I think of you and Henry, of the home I dream of with you. You're the light that keeps me going, Tuna. You're the reason I breathe. His words were simple, but they hit her like a wave. Her eyes blurred with tears. For so long, she had been the strong one, the silent one. But right now, in this small restaurant with golden light dancing across their faces, she finally felt safe enough to be vulnerable. Alex reached up and brushed a tear from her cheek. "You've always been strong," he said gently. "Stronger than any storm I've ever faced." Tuna let out a soft, broken laugh, tears falling freely. "I'm not strong. I've just had no choice but to be." "That's what strength really is," he replied. For a moment, everything else disappeared. The message, the fear, the uncertainty. There was only them and the warmth between their hands. Outside, the city was alive with night sounds, distant laughter, the hum of cars. But inside, time felt suspended. Alex poured her another cup of chrysanthemum tea, the steam rising like golden mist. Tuna wrapped her hands around the cup, feeling the heat seep into her fingers. "This tea," she said softly. "It reminds me of my mother. She used to make it when I couldn't sleep." Alex smiled faintly. "Then tonight, let it remind you of peace." Tuna nodded, her voice barely a whisper. "You make everything feel peaceful." He didn't answer right away. Instead, he reached across the table, his fingers brushing the bracelet on her wrist. The sparkle reflected in both their eyes, tiny galaxies of hope. "I can't promise life will always be easy," Alex said, "but I can promise I'll never walk away." Tuna looked at him, really looked at him, and felt something shift inside. The fear that had lived in her chest began to crumble. "Do you mean that?" she asked softly. "Every word," he replied. The chandeliers above them seemed to glow brighter, as if echoing his promise. They sat like that for a long time, hands intertwined, hearts beating in quiet rhythm. The mysterious message still sat on the table, but its power had faded. It was just a shadow now, unable to touch the light they'd built between them. Later that night, moonlight streamed through the restaurant's glass windows, mixing with the golden glow. The world outside was asleep, but here, everything felt alive, warm, fragile, real. Tuna turned her wrist, watching the bracelet sparkle. It feels like more than just jewelry," she said. Alex smiled. "It's a reminder that no matter what happens, I see you. I'll always see you." She smiled back, her eyes misty. "You're too good at saying things that make me cry." He laughed quietly. "Then let's make you smile instead." He took her hand again, his thumb tracing the outline of her fingers. "Tuna, I don't want you to ever doubt this. You, Henry, and we're a family. Maybe not by blood, but by choice. And to me, that's stronger." Her heart ached in the best way possible. "You really mean that?" "I do," Alex said. "You and Henry are my home." The simplicity of his words made her chest tighten. For a long time, she'd believed she had to face the world alone. But now, she realized she didn't have to. Not anymore. She lifted her cup and took a slow sip, the floral fragrance filling her senses. This is happiness, isn't it?" she asked quietly. Alex nodded, eyes soft. "Yes, it's not the big things. It's this. Sitting here with you, knowing that no matter how hard things get, I'll come back to this moment." Tuna lowered her gaze to the bracelet again. It shimmered, catching both the chandelier light and the moonlight, blending them into a single, tender glow. She whispered, "Thank you, Alex, for seeing me when no one else did." He smiled, reaching out to tuck a loose strand of hair behind her ear. "You deserve to be seen, Tuna. You deserve everything." Her eyes glistened again, but this time they were tears of peace. In the distance, the clock chimed softly. Midnight. Henry, at Alex's mother's home, slept soundly, his tiny breaths rising and falling with innocence, as if he too could feel the calm that had settled between his parents' hearts. Tuna looked at Alex. "Promise me something," she said quietly. "Anything. No matter what happens next, don't let the world change this, what we have right now." Alex leaned closer, his forehead gently touching hers. "I promise." Outside, the city lights shimmered like reflections of the chandelier glow. Inside, silence wrapped around them like a vow. Tuna closed her eyes, letting the warmth sink deep into her soul. For the first time in years, she wasn't afraid of tomorrow. Alex's words echoed in her mind, steady, unwavering. "You're my home." The mysterious message still lingered somewhere in the back of her thoughts, but its sharpness had dulled. Love had softened it, reshaped it into something small, powerless. As they sat together in the dim light, Tuna finally smiled, genuinely, beautifully. "Do you think," she asked softly, "we'll still have moments like this when Henry grows up?" Alex chuckled. "Of course, but then he'll probably tease us for being too sentimental." Tuna laughed, a sound so pure it felt like healing. And for that night, the restaurant wasn't just a place. It was a promise. A quiet sanctuary of light and love, where fears were silenced and hearts spoke freely. The chandeliers above glowed one last time before dimming, as if bowing to their peace. Outside, the moon drifted higher, scattering silver across the city. Inside, beneath its watchful light, Tuna and Alex sat hand in hand, two souls who had weathered storms and still chosen each other. In the stillness, love became their language, and though shadows lingered, whispers of doubt, reminders of the world beyond the glass, they no longer mattered, because here, under the soft glow and moonlight, they were home, together, forever. On a quiet evening, Tuna returns home after a long day, only to find Alex waiting with a surprise, a candlelit birthday dinner prepared just for her. For the first time, she feels truly seen and cherished. But just as warmth fills the air, a chilling message flashes on her phone. "He'll leave you soon." Fear replaces joy as doubt creeps in. Alex reassures her, promising his love is unwavering, gifting her a sparkling bracelet as a symbol of forever. Under the golden chandeliers and soft moonlight, they share heartfelt confessions, choosing love over fear. Though shadows linger, their bond shines brighter, proving that real love isn't perfect. It's steadfast, honest, and strong.